Good morning, students. Today we are going to read chapter first of Geography, Resources and Development, part 2. Before this part, we read about the various type of resources and how we classified the resources. Now let us see the classification of resources on the basis of ownership. This is here like individual resources, community owned resources, national resources, and international resources. We know very well that individual resource, that a person is having his personal thing, as I am having my pen, this is my individual resource. Community owned, the resource which is owned by a community, and resource which is owned by a nation, and resources which are owned by many countries. Now, let us read in detail about the resources. We can prepare the various questions about these classification, and one question is there we are going to read here is this time, that how resources are classified on the basis of ownership. Let us read. Individual resources are resources that are owned by privately. Land owned by farmer, plantations, pasture lands, ponds, water in wells owned by individuals, plots, houses, and other property owned by people in city, etc. Now, community resources are the resources accessible to all the members of a particular community. Example: village commons as grazing grounds, burial grounds in villages, public parks, picnic spots, and playgrounds in urban areas. All these are community resources. Now, let us read about the national resources. Which are national resources? Are the resources that belong to a nation, specially roads, canals, railways, etc. Minerals, water resources, forest, wildlife, etc. Land within the political boundaries, territorial water, and resources within. The term territorial water refers here to the oceanic area up to 12 nautical miles from the coast, as our coastal line of our country India, out of it up to 12 nautical miles, the country has legal powers to acquire even private property for public good. Urban development authorities get empowered by the government to acquire land. You can see here different examples of individual, community owned, national, and international resources. Now you can see here classification of the resources on the basis of development, that which resources they have developed and which resources they required anything for development. Now let us see on the basis of development. Here you can make one question, that how resources are classified on the basis of development. First here, potential resources. These are the resources found in a region which have not been utilized. Examples: wind and solar energy development potential in the states of Gujarat and Rajasthan, but still these resources have not been utilized. Developed resources, these are the resources that we have been surveyed and determined for utilization both qualitatively and quantitatively. The development of resources depends on technology and level of their feasibility, that how economically we are feasible and how much technology we are having that we can use these resources. Then stock, as name telling us that what is stock refers to the materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human need, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to assess these. Examples: water is a compound of two inflammable gases. Which are these? Hydrogen and oxygen, which could be used as a rich source of energy. If we had the required technology know-how, hence it can be considered as stock. When we will get a proper and perfect technology, definitely we will use these resources as our development. Let us read now about the reserves. As the name is telling us that what are reserves? Reserves are the subset of the stock which are yet to be put into use with the help of existing technical know-how. These can be used for meeting future requirements. Example, river water can be used for generating hydroelectric power, but presently it is being utilized only to a limited extent. Thus, the water in the dams is a reserve which can be used in future when we will feel much requirement. Now let us see the problems created by indiscriminate use of resources by men. Now these are the problems created by we people. Which are these? Many resources got depleted. We have depleted many resources like forest. Resources got accumulated in the hands of few people. Only few people are exploiting the most of resources. The society is divided into two rich and poor people. Rich people, they are exhausting, they are using most of the resources, and poor people, they are away from these benefits. Global warming, ozone layer, these are the examples of depletion. uh, Depletion, environment degradation are other problems. Thank you. Next we will read in our next video.